We are live. What is going on, guys? Welcome to the video. My name is Brando Linick, and we're going to talk about franchising in this video. Now, this is my experience with it. You can take it or leave it, and these are also stats, okay? Because when it comes to franchising, I want to set the precedence here. If you're wanting to become an entrepreneur, a business owner, if you're wanting to quit your job, assuming you're working a job right now, and you want to get involved in business, franchising is the last thing I would suggest you to do. Reason being is I've seen way too many people try to go to investors. I've seen way too many people try to get loans and finance from the bank in order to start up a franchise business model. Now, the thing with a franchise business model is if you're going to do that, you're going to get into, first off, massive debt. All right, you're going to get into a lot of debt right off the get-go if you don't have the money. And when it comes to a Dunkin's Donuts franchise, which is what we're talking about, how much to open it, it can cost you anywhere from $175,000 up to and over $500,000 to start a Dunkin' Donuts franchise. Why? Well, the brand name's already established. You already have customers, really. As soon as you set one up, everyone knows what Dunkin' Donuts is, all right? Because it's created a brand name for itself, which means you're going to have customers coming in, all right? Whereas if you set up a traditional business, you have to build the brand name up over years of time, all right? It could take 10, 20, 30, 40 years, and then you finally have a good stream of customers coming in, loyal customers. So it takes a long time to get there. That is why it costs so much. That is why when it comes to a franchising business model, I wouldn't suggest, if you don't have the money, to get a loan, to finance, to go after investors. Investors won't even look at you if you don't have a portfolio of a good enough return on investments. So investors are not the way to go. The bank, okay, strapping that ball and change your leg. I've seen so many people do it and take 10, 20, 30 years to finally pay off their debts. It's not a pretty sight to go. And that's why if you're looking at getting involved in business, before you consider this approach, because that in essence is how much it can cost to open it, when it comes to this from a business standpoint, I would encourage you learn how to create a leveraged business model where your overhead is lower, so you don't have to spend $250,000 to get one started, or you don't have to spend $500,000 to get one started, where you can have a lower overhead to get started in business and a higher profit return, a higher income, all right, a higher return on your investment. And the best way to do that I've come across, you can take this or leave it, from my personal experience having started like 4 or 5 different businesses over the last 3 years, is an online business model. And if you hear me out here for a minute, what happened to me going back a year and a half ago was I transitioned from a traditional brick and mortar business, dealing with supplies, equipment, and all that stuff and more employees, and I quit it because I came across an individual who's making more money than me, way more money than me, ridiculous money than me, making more money every single month than I was making in a whole year. And because they're doing this, I modeled and copied them because they're building a business online without supplies, equipment, without any of that stuff, working right from their laptop computer, very strategically every day, consistent. They were consistent with their work effort, and it wasn't some push-button software. They weren't a techie. They were just consistent and focused and persistent. And because they were doing that, I knew I could do it too. And in less than 90 days after modeling and copying them with their permission, I was able to create for myself a full-time income business working part-time. Not going to guarantee you the same results because I worked really hard. This does require work, yes. I had to learn stuff too, okay? But if you're willing to do that, like you'd have to in any business, I would encourage you, learn to build a business on the internet. If you're wanting to quit your job, be your own boss, create your own income, best thing you do, learn to build a business on the internet, all right? It will save you a lot of blood, sweat, and tears and a lot of debt you could get into. So I hope that makes sense from a business-to-business person speaking here. If it didn't, obviously this isn't the right video for you, but if it did, you can always check out my site. It's 123marketingtips.com if you'd like to learn more information about building an income and business online. If you're serious, if you're coachable and trainable, check it out. If not, that's totally cool. Regardless of the approach you take, I look forward to seeing you on the beaches of the world, and take care.